How do I quit my 9 to 5 job? This question is not new among employees, and for me too, it remained a prominent one ever since the beginning of my career in the corporate. But this question, if left unanswered for long, may lead to something which is far worse than failure, that is regret. Because on earth, time doesn't come back. Since my school days, the only thing fed by my parents, teachers, friends and society was that to study hard, to get better marks, so as to compete in this wild world where opportunities are less and contenders fighting for the same job are much more. But as it turned out to me, it's just a lack mindset which dominated me for a very long time. And the people, I don't blame them. They just told me what they knew best at the time. So I continued my journey, studying the best I could, and sometimes not that best, but I tried the way I knew. But still I couldn't remain in the excellent zone. For if I aimed above 90s, then I would mostly end up at 89, 79 at multiple subjects. It was the fear that would grip me at the exam, where I would forget even what I already knew. Fear of not being able to score well. Now came the end of school, and it was time for me to decide the next direction. But the only option known to people around me was number 1, get a good government job, and number 2, engineering in a private firm. So not knowing what to do, I did my engineering like millions do. The only roadmap known to me was the standard one: job, better job, marriage and so on. But since the beginning, I always knew it was not all. It's just a voluntary jail where millions are running after, selling their time, killing their imaginations and creativity for someone else. But since I didn't know better, so I kept walking and started my term in the world of the corporate. But the desire to escape from it was always there in the back of my mind. Every morning when I would get up for office, there was this weird ill feeling of going to somewhere I didn't want to go, but had to. One big question that came up to me was, you only have one life, as there is no reincarnation, for it is appointed unto men once to die and then the judgment. And for those who believe in multiple lives, I would say, ask your heart and be genuine to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. You already know the answer. Now it's up to you whether you want to base your future on what the society or religion tells you, or what you already know in your heart. Because this thing I knew for sure, that the law of God is already written in the hearts of every human now. So after 10 years of psychological struggle in the corporate world, surrounded with politics, criticism, backbiting, cheating, I, by the grace of God, got multiple confirmations from the Lord to come out of it, so as to be a vessel of His use. And this was not a month or two, but it took me several years to decide. And now one can call me slow, but I would rather be slow than to never arrive. In the corporate, everything is superficial. The commitment of the company to the employee, employee to the company, relations with people, everything. And if you're a genuine person, then you will be seen as a fool in the world of the corporate, which sometimes you actually feel also when you are dropped behind, besides all your good results and integrity. But if you look carefully, the entire system is twisted. The whole environment is designed to promote, to encourage and applaud cunningness and shrewdness. People management is the term used in the world of the corporate, portrayed as a skill, although in truth, it's just pure manipulation. Honesty and transparency is just a cliche that managers use to maintain the deception of the rat race, in which they themselves are deceived to the core. But when the light of the Word shined in my heart, when my eyes were opened by the Lord to His Word, then the truth of the Word set me free from this deception. The God of this world is surely controlling the things of this world, and it sure is control, for it's all based on fear and blackmail. For the world says, if you don't do this, then get ready, as this is going to happen. If you do not comply, you will fall, get along, or be crushed. The system of this world, the society, is all twisted against the truth. Like a thirsty person sitting in a dark room cannot see the glass of water kept right beside him. So is with billions of people around the world, of which I myself was a part, until God came. I recall the Lord saying, "My people perish because of lack of knowledge, because they do not know the truth." I remember Jesus said to the Father, "Thy word is truth." So it came to me that if His word doesn't come alive to you, then you cannot know the truth, and you'll remain in bondage until He comes with His light. And beauty about God is that unlike man, He doesn't change with time, so you can rely on Him. He and His word, His standards, His morals do not change with time, with culture, with people or person. Because God is love, He won't force feed His word to you. Although many Christians try to do that, but that's not His way. I have realized that you can only receive His word only if you want to. And I mean when you really want to. And then even a short call on His name in your heart will get the answer. And it'll come in a way that you understand, no matter your education, your country, language, IQ or knowledge. I have come to this conclusion that this life is just one chance we have. If you ask yourself, you already know deep inside that there is one life, and this life is not just to study, to eat and die one day. There is a purpose inside you, waiting to be unlocked. The key to it is also inside you, and the only person who can reveal it to you is God, your Creator. I found that religion won't help you. Man cannot help you. Only your Creator can reveal your specific purpose, your calling. And it is always great because God doesn't provide mediocre gifts. With Him there is no lack. There is always freedom and abundance with God.